Okay, let's look at some fun. I'm going to talk about the PocketWizard Plus3. Believably, it's made in America. Now, I know you're thinking it's yellow, but back in the day when I upgraded from the 2 to the 3, there was an extra special deal going on the ugly yellow ones over the black ones. So, yes, these are available in standard black. They take 2 AA batteries. So they're made in America. They are 32 channels. They have 4 zones, so if you're actually out shooting, you have several remote speedlights set up. The possibilities are endless. I've said that 80% of professional photography is the use and mastery of speedlights and strobes. But once you're within that spectrum, another 60% or so is having nice radio remote triggers, ones that are reliable versus the Yuan News. These are PocketWizards. This is the PocketWizard Plus3. I've got 2 of these. They can either work as transceivers, transmit only, receive only. You have 32 channels, and 17 through 32 you're actually able to use 4 zones. So say if you have 4 or 5 speedlights set up out in the eve or the dusk, you want to use fill flash, you can turn on or off just simply pressing your A, B, C, or D button for turning off the zones, and set the appropriate channel. It's not complicated at all. You can also use the test button here. Is exactly like the shutter on your camera. It's a 2-stage test button. Like you're in your camera, you press it halfway for focus and the rest of the way to take a shot. You can actually take one of these and put it hanging off your tripod or wherever you need to put it. Bring it in through your 10 pin or whichever Nikon DSLR you have, and have another one of these separate for remotely triggering your camera. It's great for wildlife or long distance selfies, or it's just got endless uses. One of the best things, and one of the neatest things, take a look at something there. One of the neatest things is like this, for example. This is Nikon's dumbest, cheapest speedlight. They make quite a few of these. It's the SB23. You got no options for anything. And these always sell for $20 to $25, and I think I've got a half a dozen of these. A lot of the pros have 4 or 5 PocketWizards. One for the camera, obviously, and the other one's for remotely triggering their speedlights. The great thing is that the stupid speedlights that don't have, this one doesn't even have a PC connection port. You got nothing. You got a hot shoe, and you wouldn't want to use it on a DSLR. I mentioned about using it with like an SC17 or 29 flash cable to learn flash photography, but this flash is as stupid as it gets, and for $20 it's a perfect training tool. But once you have stuff like PocketWizards, you're able to turn trash like this into treasures. It's like you'll see them at flea markets, and it's like, oh, that's an old piece of crap, you can't use it on a day. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll take it. How much you want? $10? They're excellent. I use one of these with a gel light. I'll actually sit it at the base of a backdrop. I'll actually use a little miniature tripod like this. I'll hook it in here, and that's why I have Velcro on the side. Now this is a special cable for hot shoe mount that plugs into the side of the PocketWizard. Now I should say to begin with what the PocketWizard comes with. It comes with a cable for triggering like your studio strobes, and it comes with a PC connector cable for hooking up to all other non-super stupid Nikon speedlights like this SB23 that doesn't have a PC connector cable. It comes with this 1/4-inch jack to PC connector, which is basically every Nikon and Canon speedlight and even Vivitar's out there. Everything even made 30 years ago. But this is the El Cheapo Junker. But I add a gel to this. I'll set it back here. I'll actually stick my studio strobe on slave. So what I'm doing is I'm actually triggering the background illumination. It's also great for hair. I'll throw on an orange gel filter on this and point it at the back of my background. And on all my cheapy speedlights, nothing in the world is better than industrial Velcro. Plug it in, turn on my speedlight, turn on my PocketWizard Plus. Now you need to have your transceiver. Both of these are transceivers. They're both identical. You can use them in receive mode only, transmit only. They're actually very, very, very simple. I mean, as far as the learning curve, I could teach a blind person how to use them in a matter of no time. 2 AA batteries will run for an extremely long period of time. Now what I'll do is I'll actually have this pointing up on my backdrop. I don't want to fire it directly into the camera. And here we go. I turn on, try test mode. Right now I actually also have my studio strobe on, so. But it's actually slaving off of this El Cheapo SB23. So what I'll do is I'll stick this way down here pointing up the backdrop. I'll cover it with an orange gel or a blue gel, whatever effect it is I'm getting. And it makes an awesome effect. And these are perfect. You know, I don't even need this little miniature tripod. One of the neatest things that I've done and other people have done, you throw these in the back seat of a car, you take a shot outside of a car. You know, your remote release, your speed light. The great things about having, they're $150 by the way. They're available in black, which is what everybody has, but I've got them in the yellow because when I purchased them, they were the yellow was a lot cheaper because nobody wanted it. But what do I give a damn? I don't care whether it's yellow or black. Why does everything have to be black? Anyway, this SB23 is triggering the slave on my studio strobe. Let me turn it off up here. There we go. So we don't want to be triggering that. You can also use this for stroboscopic trigger. You can actually, like on the SB20, the next cheapest dumb flash, the SB22, which you can grab for 40 bucks all day long. Those are excellent. They basically have 3 power settings. And one of them is for shooting in continuous mode, so it actually lets out certain power bursts. You're actually able to use one of these with your camera wide open. It doesn't have to be on your camera. I can take the PocketWizard off the camera and sit there and actually strobe my my SB22 or multiple SB22s in the bush, or I can do the same thing with the 23. It just doesn't have a fast recharge rate. But that's the awesome thing about having these PocketWizards. You can take these old crap speed lights that people have no use for. I told you they're great as a training tool, and they are. But when you have a pair of PocketWizards like this, they're incredible. I mean, they're just flat out incredible. I didn't need to do a test. I went into sleep there. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Perfect. Went into sleep, so I had to hit the test button again. There we go. Let me turn off and off. 1 second. Possibilities are limitless. I mean, having these is just the best thing since Adam and Eve learned how to sin. Great little fairy tale that is. Let me turn on. See, now I can actually have one of these connected. I could use this behind my back and actually remote trigger my camera with the PocketWizard hooked into my 10-pin connector, or depending on which Nikon you have. I'm talking about my Nikon D810. But the wonderful thing is all these stupid, junky, old speedlights, which, of course, one of the wonderful things about the SB28, of course, let me actually turn this off and this one off. I've got recently purchased, I got like up to 22 speedlights now. Unplug there. I'm going to use my PC connector cable. Like I said, the PocketWizard comes with 2 connector cables. Most Nikon speedlights, like I said, I got Velcro on the side of both, so I can go like this, and I can throw this whole thing right in the bushes. Or what I'll do is, you know, this little plate, you can buy them on eBay for $8. If you buy a recent Nikon SB 800 or 900, it actually comes with this little plate. I'll actually slide it in there. You turn it on. There we go. And we turn on my SB28. Now I don't have to have the camera on to trigger this, so you can just assume that this is on the camera. Okay. Now I can adjust, like if you have the SB26 or 24 or 28 like this or anything above it, instead of this stupid brick, but it's only 20 bucks, so I mean, give me a break. I mean, once I have PocketWizards, these cheap little bricks that are worthless, they actually last a long time on 4 AA batteries, which this little Speedlight holds 4 AA. They're just incredible. Once you get a PocketWizard, having these little things is a joy. I'll like set 5 or 6 of them out, and I'll paint, or I'll stick gels over certain ones of them, or I'll hang them from a string, and I'll pull them up in a tree for illumination. I mean, it makes amazing. People are like, oh my God, how did you do that? Put them along walkways as hair lights, set them on the ground. Like this would be sitting on the ground, okay? Then I'd have my model in front here. I'd be taking a picture of her. I'd stick a gel on this if necessary, depending on the composure. Inside of cars, use it as a stroboscopic trigger. I'll have my camera without any, I don't have to have the PocketWizard on it at all. I'll just have my camera on bulb with the flash open. I'll have some sort of moving subject. Then I'll actually fire the speed light as I need and set the power settings. You gotta set it manually. There is no TTL metering with these, no matter how advanced your speed light is or how advanced your Nikon is. So no TTL metering, but professionals you don't need that either. I mean, I could teach someone within 48 hours, or probably even less than 48 hours, how to really anticipate what you need and very quickly dial it in. I mean, it's not hard at all. These little feet, like I said, they come with modern speed lights, but if you want to buy them, I think they're $5 or $6. It's just a cheap little plastic plate. But I'll actually set these in the bushes or in a tree. I'll use them for illumination, or I'll use them as a trigger to trigger to the slave mode on my studio strobe. And I've got a power pack for my Einstein 640, only one out of the 3 Einsteins that I have. But that's it. That's the PocketWizard Plus3, 3 AA batteries. Like I said, you can use it as a camera trigger, a flash trigger. You can have an enormous number of speed lights set up to trigger wherever you want, however you want. 32 channels, 17 through 34, you have zone capabilities, so you're able to turn on or off select numbers of speed lights without going out the speed lights, doing it directly on your camera through your ABC and D buttons right on your camera, so you don't have to go out there. So I can set this particular speed light for zone B, another one for B, 3 more for A, whatever I want, but I want to alternate the zones that I want turned on to be triggered. Then all I have to do is I can dial in my correct channel, which I've already done ahead of time. They're all sitting on the same channel. But then I activate whatever zone I want, either all zones or select zones. So very, very handy. Now it is $150. So the question is it worth it? And I'm all about saving money, but the answer to that is most definitely, absolutely yes. So there it is, the PocketWizard Plus3, made in America no less. High recommendation. It is a little pricey, but reliability is absolutely worth it. There you go. 2 little rechargeable. Don't forget to buy in-loop batteries. Of course, I've made a few videos about buying in-loop batteries, the most handy thing in the face of this earth. Your TV remote, your whatever player you got that needs AA batteries, there's absolutely nothing that beats a 3200 milliamp nickel metal hydride Panasonic in-loop battery. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.